G'day guys, Marty here from Marty McFly RC, and today we've got another one of Marty's quick tips for you. So as you can see here on the bench, we've got ourselves the FMS Hawker Typhoon. It's a 1100mm wingspan model, powered by a 3S 2200 milliamp hour. Really great flying aeroplane. Looks really great in the air too with those invasion stripes. Got a big thing for invasion stripes. Now some guys seem to have issues with the CG and getting this right on this particular aircraft. Mine was pretty right out of the box with the 2200 3S, so I think I might have gotten lucky with that one there. But look, great aircraft, really fun to fly, really easy to see in the air with those stripes. But we've got ourselves a bit of an issue today. You can see, coming around here, the foam hinge on the rudder has come away and broken. I'd love to say it's due to some real exciting flying incident, but unfortunately it's just due to me being a bit clumsy when I loaded it into the car and closed the passenger door. Pushed it a bit too far and broke the hinge. So today's quick tip's going to take you through how to repair a foam hinge. For the repair today, guys, I'll be using some Beacon Foam Tac. I've got a couple of tubes from Motion RC. Back before COVID hit and when shipping prices weren't astronomically crazy to down under here. So I'll be using that. I found this to be really good for repairing foam hinges because it's got that flexibility that a lot of other sort of adhesives don't have. Which is really what you need when you're repairing a foam hinge. All right, now I've removed the hinge from the control linkage there, so the rudder's free to be moved around. Now the best thing I would do first is just to line it up and see exactly where it's going to fit and get that dry fit alignment straight before you use any glue at all. Because once you don't be messing around with that once you've got glue on there. So that looks like a pretty good placement there. Sure, some of the paint's chipped up the top, you can see up there, but that's really not going to be a problem for us. So always give it a bit of a dry fit before you re-glue the hinge to make sure that you've got everything where it needs to be. Another point to note here, guys, is just to get rid of some of those paint flakes that might sort of get in under the glue there. You're going to have some sort of loose, some loose paint. So just make sure that gets cleared. You can repaint it later, but you don't really want it in the way for the the adhesive there. So just make sure you remove any of those paint chips that may be on the actual rudder section there. All right, guys, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to apply Foam Tac to both of the surfaces, just a really light beating on both sides there, and then I'll push the surfaces together and then pull them apart. Push them again, pull them apart to get a bit of that air between them, and then I'll push it in and just hold it on there to try and get that seal going. Okay, so. Now you don't need a lot of this, you just need a little bit. I'm probably being a bit too liberal on this one here. All right, now we're going to push the both edges together, pull them apart, get a bit of air between them a couple of times, and then we'll secure them for good. Okay, ready? And here we go. Now you should know it's going to work because you've dry fit your pieces before, but hey, look, things do go wrong when your control linkages get in the way. So there you can see that you get the stretchy bits between. That's a good sign. 2, and ready for the permanent stick there. 3, and just push it together nicely. Make sure all the bits are meeting where they need to meet. You can see that it's coming together quite nicely. Now always have a rag handy, just so you can wipe off any of the excess, okay? Because you don't want that excess glue getting in the way. You can see that down the bottom there it's come quite good, come quite nice, which is good. And I've lost a bit of paint on the top section there, but hey, look, we'll deal with that later. Just spinning around, looking at the other side there, trying to get the best light, which is not ideal in this situation. Just watching them banging into the plane stack. Yeah, it looks like it's sealing up nicely there now. I'm going to probably leave that overnight just to cure. Probably should have read the cure time on the tube before I went and stuck it together. But you know, one for prep then. So it looks like it's sticking there okay so far. But look, we're going to leave it to cure overnight and see how it turns out. And don't forget, when you finish with your foam tack there, just give the end a bit of a wipe before you screw the lid back on, otherwise it gets all crusty. And no one likes crusty glue tubes, among other things. Alright guys, it's the next day. I want to see how our hinge repair went. You can see there, that's the repair. Now if we just give the rudder a little bit of a wiggle, move the control linkage out the way, and you can see there that's actually kind of worked quite nicely. So pull on, it's quite a strong link. It's gonna stay there pretty well, I'm sure. And you see the flexibility of that foam tack really does help it as well. So you can see there it's actually quite a decent size repair. What you could do if you really wanted to is to stick some hinge tape down the length here, or maybe just a couple of bits, maybe top and bottom, just sort of reinforce that if just to make sure it doesn't come away mid-flight. But I mean, that repair so far seems pretty decent. We'll give it a shot with the power on. All right, guys, we're back, and I've got the power connected now, and you can see here I've got the linkage connected, and you can see when I move the rudder, it seems to be working the treat. Sure, I could probably clean up the some of the hinge a bit there and probably do a little bit of a repaint to make it look a bit neater, but that's for a later job. But you can see there with the foam tack, and with the foam tack there, it's really gotten a good bond, and the hinge seems to be fairly as good as new. Now, I mentioned hinge tape previously. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. It's like 3M blended tape. Really handy. You can get it from Hobby King or some other hobby stores, but find it super useful to go and reinforce hinges that are I'm not really comfortable with, or foam hinges especially. So normally just a small bit, like just top and bottom of the rudder or a control surface, will really just give you that peace of mind that, hey, it's not going to come away again. And you know what? It's clear, it really hardly shows up at all. So really do recommend the Blendem 3M hinge tape. Really good, really worthwhile. So that's it, guys. That's how to quickly repair a foam hinge on a foamy. And just before I go, guys, as well, some of you may have noticed it's not the standard Typhoon scheme that the FMS ones come with. This scheme for RB 396 is actually it's the Typhoon they're actually restoring in the UK. It's if you're interested in checking out the project, it's hawker-typhoon.com, and these guys are planning to restore a flying Typhoon by D-Day 2024. So they're doing really well. They need your help. So I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out their website, buy something from the shop, help them out. That'd be really handy. They're a great bunch of guys, and certainly trying to honour an aircraft that's somewhat forgotten, because there are actually no flying Typhoons in the world today. So that'll be the first. Okay. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and see you next time.